We're back on Global Business Report now through a number of deposit money banks or DMBs. The Central Bank of Nigeria reports that it has paid out $61.64 million to international airlines. In a statement released over the weekend, the Central Bank's Acting Director of Corporate Communications, Hakama Sidi Ali, stated that the payment fulfilled the bank's pledge to clear the deposit money bank's backlog of unpaid matured foreign exchange. According to Sidi Ali, the measure was a component of the CBN's attempt to lessen its outstanding debt to the airlines. She stated that the central bank also redeemed outstanding forward obligations totaling over $2 billion in the previous 3 months of 2023. Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed immediate investigation to ascertain the allegation that the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, made payment of 585 million naira into a private account against Nigeria's financial laws. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, in a statement on Sunday, said Mr. President is determined to get to the root of the matter and unravel the truth. According to Idris, the President promised that appropriate action will be taken to ensure that any breaches and infractions are identified and decisively punished, in line with the administration's commitment to public accountability and due process. Now, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, has revealed that plans to tarnish her image will amount to nothing. The minister's comment came after a document recently emerged showing that she allegedly disbursed 185,500 naira into a personal account. Despite the public outcry, Edu denied any wrongdoing in a post on X. The post reads, "Integrity and accountability are our watchword. Under my watch in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, no one will embezzle government funds as before. The plans to tarnish the image of this administration, my person, or the ministry will amount to nothing," she stated. Joining me now for more on this is our Rise business analyst here in the city of Lagos, one of the city gentlemen, Chika Mbonu. Good morning.
Morning.
It's good to have you.
Happy New Year.
Quite a whole lot of money on the table this morning, so let's have a handshake for that, because that's when deals are made. So, but let's start with, if we can, just a few seconds into the central bank, now doing about $61 million of the backlog of the airline effect. That's some good news. Let's start from there.
Of course, I mean, CBN gave a commitment that, as the time goes, they will slowly clear the backlog of, the undelivered forwards, including this, the airlines unpaid tickets, ticket not remitted. And so keeping that commitment is important, and I'm happy that they're doing that. So it's good for the system, good for the FX market. Yeah. The only problem is what I say is if somebody's owing you 1 million naira, and instead of paying it to you at a go 1 million and start giving 10,000 naira, a lot of times it just the impact is less. Compared to when they just give it to you all at a go. Yes. But nonetheless, be that as it may, this is commendable, and we hope that my people say the hunger when it's going to end is easier to bear. So keeping the commitment that they're going to clear this with the coming of time, and they're keeping on to that, and it's okay for us.
Interesting. Let's talk about this project fund with the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs.
Bosun, please oblige me this morning, and I want to rise above the affair of this better thing and all the stuff, and focus on things what I think is important to us. And then maybe at the end of the day I will, pack my car the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs issue. There's something fundamentally wrong with the system where the Accountant General Federation can make away with 130 billion naira just like that, and nobody could stop him or catch him. He has used the money to buy properties left and right and so on and so forth. And if you have been a smart guy, you're not gotten away with it. But usually, people like this can't hide wealth, and people cheated on the way, maybe have, gave him in. Something fundamentally wrong with that system. There's something fundamentally wrong with the system where each time that MDAs, ministries, department agencies, their bosses leave, the next thing they end up in EFCC, on spent money, unaccounted for money, and so on and so forth. There's something fundamentally wrong when you see some of these MDAs and the agencies and their bosses are living above their means. And so it speaks volumes about our accountability system. How is this able to happen? And it speaks about the guardrails. Who are those supposed to be checking these people? For me, that's a bigger issue.
But the accountant general is supposed to be a check.
Yeah. So me, that's a bigger issue than better did this, better didn't do that. Because better is just a microcosm of the sum total of what's happening in the bigger picture. They say truth is lie that is uncovered. Because better was leaked. So many other MDAs are doing things worse than this. And it's happening. So what is this system that's making this happen?
So our mechanism for transparency, accountability, checks and balances. So for us, one of the checks and balances, Chika, was the Treasury single account. It was all hailed by everyone when President Buhari introduced it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the problem now, that we thought that it was leak-proof.
Yeah, just
a single account. We thought it was leak-proof. But I won't come here and tell you I'm an expert in that, in the nitty-gritty of that system. But the issue, we thought it was going to be that. Now, if I continue to postulate what I was trying to stretch out for you, now the issue now, okay, you go and say that, okay, you remove the minister or you remove the DG. In the next 2 years, the same thing happens.
The system
is
still there.
Still there. So you will find out that the system supports this. What we hear is that the people who arrange this thing, so once one minister leaves, another minister comes, the people there, the civil servants who support the process, will go to the new minister and say...
It's a system.
Yeah.
If we use the flight ticket, whatever, allegation as an example, someone raised the memo. So that wasn't the minister who did it. The minister was not the one who raised the memo.
3 or 4 signatures before that.
Were there before it gets to the minister. Which means that ab initio, there's a process to do unholy things.
Holy things. So the mindset, because
in the civil
we already know there are these things about stealing the salt and pepper and picking the Maggi, including we know about giving a code for trips not traveled. I mean, $900 a night and all those for...
Or stealing drugs in public hospitals.
So contrive training programs in Dubai that don't hold. We know all those kind of ways of stealing money. Or end of the year, you create invoices. We know that civil servants have been doing that. But these days, they're a little more brazen and bold.
You think because there had never been real consequences?
Because
in the past.
Because you hear, listen, brother, you hear every time about the National Assembly. Sorry, National Assembly, but I'm coming for you. They say what do you call it, panel, and say they're auditing this ministry, auditing that, and you hear sometimes the kind of figures that they're pulling out. This minister didn't account for this something $1 billion. This didn't account for this.
Can we use technology to resolve what you're talking about?
Nobody has been jailed.
Can we use technology?
Of course, technology can solve the problem everywhere. But remember that technology is also garbage in, garbage out. If you want technology to work, it will work. And everything at the end of the day depends on the energy level of those who are in leadership and the sincerity of the people in leadership to make sure that these things will work. Listen, we are driving. You see, what is painful so much, listen, brother, is we're driving for the expansion of our revenue base. We're saying we're dedicating about 98% of revenues towards paying off loans. You are taxing people left and right towards this. We are funding our budget through deficit financing, borrowing money left and right. Yeah, look at how the leakages are happening. Consumption. 30-something billion went this way. Something will be away. Meanwhile, people are suffering. The citizens are not feeling the impact every year of the billions and billions in the budget process.
So even this raises the trust deficit a little bit higher?
Very much higher. Because see, how many 28 trillion budgets already signed the other day. How will it affect? Who that one help?
Yeah, for a Monday morning, can we have this handshake again? Thank you. I know you're reluctant for the second handshake, but it's fine. We've got to have it. Thank you so much for putting in your best in the kitty. Thank you. It need to be written against as a credit for you. Thank you for your time.
you.
Monday morning.
Thank
Chika
you.
Mbonu, Arise business
Thank
analyst
you.
here on Global Business Report. As always.